it. But we're going to move on to the next topic here. And I think this topic is extremely important to address. We have another picture, another example of somebody who has an issue with self-reflection. You understand what I'm saying? Who has an issue with being able to reflect on self and say, you know what, I might have done wrong. You know what, my bad, my apologies. Well, welcome in, Brother Nathaniel. Shalom, shalom. Good to see you in here, my brother. All right, so, and I think that this particular topic, like I said, I wasn't going to cover anything on this guy today, but he just had to. I just had to because of this recent video that was just put out today. I understand earlier today. You get what I'm saying? And I thought that it was pretty interesting the way that the information was delivered, the way that it was presented to the public. Like it was almost as though trying to give a message. Hey, y'all better stop what you're doing or else. You know what I mean? Like, because I have A, B, and C information on you. So if you don't stop, then I'm going to, should I confront you? Should I expose you? And my thing is this, right? When I'm covering these particular topics about this man, who, of course, would gain more respect, more admirations, more of an audience if he would just receive accountability rather than trying to point fingers and trying to find certain situations where he can, oh, this, that, and the third. Just receive the accountability, sir. Y'all already know who I'm talking about, because it still amazes me the level of restraints that you go through just to be sure that you're not having to admit that you're wrong with something, right? Or that you're not having to admit that, hey, maybe I've gotten a couple things wrong. It's crazy. It's very crazy to me. But we're gonna get into this thing. Y'all listen.
We're
gonna get into this thing real quick. You understand what I'm saying? As you can see, the title of this video that was just placed, right, that was posted, is called Wolf Tickets. Now, we all know what a wolf ticket is. I mean, guys who is his age know what a wolf ticket is. But for him to not understand what a wolf ticket is shows how completely detached from society he truly is. Now, let me say this, right? It's okay to be detached. It's okay to be not, it's fine. But my thing is that how can you relate to other individuals if you don't understand certain things, especially when it comes to our culture? Culturally, wolf tickets has been around for quite some years now. I mean, literally, everybody should know what a wolf ticket is if you are from the Black community, right? You should know what it means when somebody is selling a wolf ticket. So my thing is that there was no real true angle as to coming out, oh, this is what a wolf ticket is. It's okay to keep that to yourself that you didn't know it. But let's get into this thing real quick. I think I got a few things that I want to address in regards to this particular topic. Whatever he's speaking about right now, I want to address it. I want to get down to it, because my thing is that I ain't got shit to hide. I ain't got shit to prove. Listen, ain't nothing you're going to be able to come to me with and think that I'm not going to talk about it. We're not going to have a discussion about it. That I'm not going to go to my private platform. Maybe I'll create me a Patreon real quick and I'm going to give y'all the truth. But I'm only going to give you the truth at $100 level. You feel me? You got to pay $100 to receive the truth from me. No. Freely you give, freely you shall receive. You understand what I'm saying? I received it. I'm going to give it. You know what I mean? Like, the truth is free. You know what I mean? The truth is free. And you shouldn't put a price tag on the truth if you have to show the truth based on what position you come from. So let's go ahead and get into this thing. Saw that. Hallelujah. Peace and blessings to you. Welcome in. Welcome in, brother Myron. Go Dogs. Welcome in, my brother. Shalom, brothers and sisters. Welcome in, Sister Rose. Let's get it. We're going to go ahead and get into this thing. I want to address a few things that he had to say.
All right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube, Pastor Dowell here. Now, in this world, there are a lot of deceptive practices and deceptive people. People that will make you believe or lead you to believe they've done this and they've done that. They've done this and they've done that. Of course, after you do a background check and after you verify, you find out that a lot of this stuff that these people say that they have done, they haven't done it all. Why lie about it? I don't know. But I learned a new terminology or a new term from my ish, and she says that they're selling wolf tickets. I said, wolf tickets? What in the world is a wolf ticket? So I'm going to disclose to you what I learned about wolf tickets. Okay, so first of all, the definition of a wolf ticket is, you got this one. Wolf ticket is an African-American vernacular English phrase that means empty threats or boasts, especially when used to intimidate someone. It's often used in the phrases sell wolf tickets or buy wolf tickets. It also means this. All right, listen to this. The phrase can also be used to describe a hyped up promotion or sales pitch for a product or event that doesn't live up to expectations. So again, like I stated before, you have people out there that
wow. So he finally found out about wolf tickets.
Oh, Hercules.
I'm glad that you finally found that out. You understand what I'm saying? Because you sell them all the time from behind the pulpit. You understand what I mean? You sell them all the time. Every single time you speak, you're selling wolf tickets. Now, my thing is this, right? You are presenting this information as though you're holding someone accountable for something that they're not willing to speak on, that they're not willing to address, that they're trying to hide from the public. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if you're pitching it this way, then why not give the information? Let's continue with this video, because my thing is this. I watched this whole thing in its entirety. Not once did he actually address anything to where somebody has to answer it, right? But he's insinuating that he needs to expose some important information about someone. Let's continue.
Have you think that they've done this and they've done that, and you have no way of verifying unless you've done a background check. So if you do a background check on people, you can find out that they've declared for bankruptcy.
Wow, declare for bankruptcy.
Oh, Hercules.
That is so important to know. Declare for bankruptcy. Let's go to some of the most wealthiest men in the country. Has declared for bankruptcy multiple times. You understand what I'm saying? You know what? We're going to go to one in particular, okay? Now, this is a quick, rough search on Google. You understand what I'm saying? Now, my thing is this. I didn't know that declaring for bankruptcy was a sin. I didn't know it was a sin, or I didn't know it was news, right? To try to expose about somebody. Let me see. I'm going to do a rough Google search. How many times has Donald Trump, since he loves the Trumpster, Donald Trump declared bankruptcy? How many times has he declared bankruptcy? Bankruptcy. How many times has he declared bankruptcy? Let's see. So we have Donald Trump, okay? Donald Trump. Let me show you guys my rough Google search, okay? We have Donald Trump, and he's presenting this information like it's something just to be so ashamed about. We have Donald Trump has declared bankruptcy 6 times between 1991 and 2009, right? And he's still a billionaire, okay? Why is that news? Why is that tea? Why is that something that you're bringing to the public and saying, well, he declared bankruptcy? Well, who gives a shit? Because a lot of people who are wealthy will declare bankruptcy. You got to understand what the game is. You understand what I'm saying? When you declare bankruptcy, what is the true goal after declaring bankruptcy? What do you do? What are you doing? A lot of times when you declare bankruptcy is on a business. A lot of times when Donald Trump declared bankruptcy is based on a business. Get rid of that. Start something totally new. This is all credit. This is credit based. This is a credit based society. You understand what I'm saying? We operate based on credit. Declaring bankruptcy is not something that you bash anybody for or try to expose them for. Well, he declared bankruptcy. Who gives a shit? It really ain't something to really even mention, to tell you the truth. It's something that you definitely should keep to yourself. Now, let's continue to hear what he has to say in regards to declaring bankruptcy and the rest of the shit that he's talking about. Let's go.
But they're not volunteering that information to you. You do a background check on them. You can tell that the universities or schools that they said they've been to, they never went to. Or you do a background check on them. You can find out that not only did they declare bankruptcy, but they got a lot of judgments against them. A lot of smaller judgments, but they still judgments. All right. You find out these people are stage playing hypocrites. These people are not.
So how are you being a hypocrite by not disclosing that you've declared bankruptcy? Me personally, I've never declared bankruptcy, but anyone who he's speaking about right now, how are you being a hypocrite by not disclosing that information? How is that public information for everybody to really know? If you want to know it, you can research it and look it up yourself. A lot of things don't have to be fully disclosed online. Now he's talking about small judgments against them in court cases or whatever it may be. I'm so glad that you were able to find that information.
Oh, Hercules.
It just shows and proves that you can actually put forth an effort to defend yourself in your position, even though you may be wrong. You may be totally wrong about a certain topic and situation, but you'll put forth the effort to try to make yourself to be right, to try to prove that somebody is a stage playing hypocrite, as you like to call it, right? But ain't nobody got time to lie.
I'm not lying to you. I ain't got time to lie to you.
My thing is this, right? If you can't see the flaws and the error in your ways, you're the one who's putting a lot of your stuff out here publicly. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of the issues and problems that are being brought up are spiritual issues or issues with sin within your own life. We're not talking about how you may have done this or done that in your past and this, that, and the third. We're not speaking about those things. Now we're talking about a 501c3 that you currently hold, that you told everybody that you're not a 501c pastor, 501c pastor. You told everybody that you didn't believe in that 501c3. Then you start switching that up, right? You changed it and didn't let the public know that you felt differently about holding a 501c3. So you can be able to hold a tax exempt status on your land. You didn't let that be public knowledge. So once it's been brought out, and that's the way that you garnered attention, that's the way you drove upon people, upon your ministry, right? Is by saying that 501c3 pastors are pastors that are operating and working for the government, for the intergovernmental system. And that they're going to lie to you every time and not expose the real truth because they 501c3 gag order pastors. Well, you are one too. You didn't reveal that truth. You didn't reveal that information. That's important information to know. But a bankruptcy, judgments on there. Listen, and we have many righteous examples of people who have fought for unity, fought for all kinds of different things, right? You got Malcolm X, you got Martin Luther King, you got, our beloved brother Paul, you know what I'm saying, who have been through the court system, who have seen jail cells, who have done those things, but have done it for a great cause, for a great reason. We got a wicked ass system. They're gonna find reasons to lock you up. You understand what I'm saying? They're going to find reasons to rope you into the system and continue to wash you into that thing. They want to keep you in there. That's the money game in this country. Our data and statistics show that I believe 90% of our population has seen a jail cell or is currently in jail. We are a country that is driven by people being incarcerated. That is the way our society operates. Now, if somebody has on their record where they have caused harm to somebody else, where they have stolen somebody else's property, where they have done certain things to other men or women, now that is something important to know. You understand what I'm saying? But maybe they're preaching and saying, oh, we should be doing this, but they actually did it in their past and they have records, public records to prove it. Then I understand that. But if it's something that, where you're talking about, small stuff like a ticket, whatever, man, who gives a shit about that? That makes has no quarrels, no bound, no nothing to do with anything here. Let's continue with the video though. Let me see something real quick. Because right now we currently are talking about and we're hitting on certain things that don't make a difference in anybody's life. You understand what I'm saying? A bankruptcy don't change nobody's life. A bankruptcy does not influence somebody to seek Yah. You understand what I'm saying? Exposing that. Not only that, he talks about universities, people who claim to be to certain universities but never really attended it. Okay, well, if that's the case, then come out and tell the truth about it, or confront the individual about them saying that they've been there but they never been there. Say what you got to say, bring the information forth, right? But then let them address it. This is not a salvific issue, though. This is an issue to repent for whatever lie that was told. You understand what I'm saying? But let's continue with this thing. Your Sheep Podcast. I tagged you in a Facebook post about another douchebag and sent a video to you. I might have to check it out. Not too sure. Saying little wolf tickets. Absolutely. You already know it. Background check. So do Dirty Dowell is pow. It's Popo. Yeah, he's funny. Shalom, brother Bragg. I think he just like to hear himself talk. Hallelujah. I think he does as well. Me personally, let's continue with this video, y'all. Let's go.
They tell you that they are, and here is the gullibility of the general public. You know, whenever you take a hold of personalities and you believe whatever they say, and you think you know them as a person, you don't really truly know them.
Man, he's warning y'all like somebody has committed some sort of crime or has stolen somebody else's wife, that has stolen somebody else's betrothed, right? Somebody that, another man was engaged to. Like, he's telling you this information. Somebody had a bankruptcy. Somebody had small judgments on them. Oh, man. Are these things that are criminal based? Are these things that are things that cause harm to another man or woman? Are these things that people could have gotten wrong? You got police officers out here that will pull you over, arrest you, and they don't know shit about you really, but they don't even want to hear it, right? They'll stick you with a certain charge, put you in jail, and then next thing you know, you got to fight your way out, right? You got to prove your innocence, because in this country, you're guilty until you've proved that you're innocent. That's just how it is. Not only that, it show up on your record. So people who actually do background checks and research on you, they can see that is something, right? And then you have to, it's not even a final judgment, but they can see it, and it will influence their decision to move forward with you as far as employment or whatever it may be. It will influence their decision in that, because they see it. Not that you've been guilty of it, but they can just see it, and that's all that matters. So that's the reason why in this country you are guilty until you've proved that you're innocent. You haven't taken a deal, you haven't agreed to any of this stuff. So any information that you received, was it the final judgment? Because there could have been an issue with the judgment itself, with the reason why somebody was stopped and arrested and put in jail, and then there was a charge that was brought upon them. Once it's not done until it's done. You understand what I'm saying? Let's continue though.
Whatsoever at all. Again, you can dig in their life a little bit more and find out that they gave, they had a traffic stop and they gave the police the wrong name, wrong information and stuff, and you can go.
That's an interesting thing, because me personally, I was during a traffic stop, and I don't deal with police officers. You understand what I'm saying? Whatever you say can and will be held against you in a court of law. So do I cooperate 100% with a lot of things? I do not. I'm going to be honest with you. I usually would request a supervisor, a superior officer, so I can speak to that individual, because a lot of these underlings don't know a lot. Now, me personally, when he's mentioning this, I can tell you, if you were to look me up, you might see something like that. Because when I requested a superior officer, I was then arrested for that. You understand what I'm saying? I was then arrested for requesting a superior officer. You understand what I'm saying? Now, my thing is this, right? They never truly did a thorough investigation. And then after that, they're trying to get information from me as to what my information is, right? What's my name? What's the date of birth? All this other stuff. But I declined to giving it to them because they already had me in cuffs. Now, that is a sign of a true lawsuit in progress. You understand what I'm saying? So whenever you're ready to handle it, you can handle it. You can file a petition against that, because the reason you arrested me for it, right, was because you said that I gave you information or didn't disclose who I was to you. Listen, you didn't have a reason. You didn't have probable cause for the arrest. It wasn't even a Terry stop, a permittable Terry stop. You understand what I'm saying? So when I request a supervisor, then that's what I should get. I should get a supervisor, or I shouldn't get this officer lying to me and saying that they're going to get their supervisor out and never get them. I shouldn't get you know, doing an unlawful search and seizure of property, in which they did an unlawful search and seizure of my vehicle, took my briefcase, went through the whole briefcase, stole my birth certificate, stole my my certification of sovereignty. You understand what I'm saying? And stole a lot of those documents out of there. I know that they stole them and maybe threw them away, like they did with all my car keys from my Turo business. They threw my car keys away just to cost me money. Not only that, what they also did is they forced my vehicle to be repossessed, or to be towed to a certain location where you know, now I got to spend money to get it out. You understand what I'm saying? So these are the things that were done just in spite. You know what I mean? You can be the wrong color, get pulled over, and they'll do all of these things to you just because they just want to. They might be having a bad day. It's just too much authority, too much power, and they're starting to really overstep their boundaries. Now, that's what a lot of these statues get you. You understand what I'm saying? Now, one thing that I really want to make clear is that when I say that, you know, not only can I maneuver right in this country as who I am, Ryan McClain, but also it has been declared that my name is Bragg Benny Israel Bey. And this is by the international courts of justice. This is not based on the United States. This is through the international courts. So if I were to go ahead and look up my name, you would see me you'll pull up all of my information right there by just typing my name in. You can type in Bragg Benny Israel Bey and you will have a lot of information that shows up. Like, you know what? Let me share that with you. Because my thing is this, right? If somebody's trying to hide from you, then it's obvious that they're gonna, that you know what, they must be up to something. But when they're willing to fully disclose who they are, and they have it literally posted, like it's so much information about who I am, you can just literally Google me and you'll see all this information. Now, this is what I really want to show you. Now, this is company information as well, right? There's my LinkedIn as well. But my thing is that this is all public information. And if you do a quick Yahoo or Google search, you can see all of this, as well as, of course, corporate information here. Boom. You can see that this is a company that was formed underneath that name, right? But also, if you were to take a look at a lot of this stuff, you'll see now this it's more than just this. This is a lot of information, but that's just like the surface level information. What I really want to show you guys is my court information and documentation, right? Where I was filing a lawsuit against the city of Macomb County. I wonder why it's not showing up here. Maybe I gotta let me go to Google, because Google is going to give you more accurate. This is Yahoo, and I don't really like Yahoo. But boom, I look me up. Got LinkedIn. You see here, Bay versus Macomb County. This is how it was filed in court. Okay, Bay versus Macomb County. If you look this up, you can see City of Warren. This is me filing a lawsuit against the defendant. This is a defendant, which is Van Dyke Dodge. You understand? And John Scott. Very, very well familiar. These are all the defendants, City of Warren. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I'm showing you guys this because he makes claims that people are hiding information. So now what I'm going to do is fully expose a lot of it. There's the case number. That's the case number you can refer to. This is the judge that was presiding over that case. You can see that there's a physical case that was filed in this under the name Bragg Benny Israel Bey. As you can see, Bay versus Macomb County. Okay. And so I handle my own cases, of course. I do what I do, you know, and I do it. But this is an ongoing case. This is an ongoing thing. Now, one thing that I really want to show you guys is this, right? Is First Republic Registrars Foundation. If you were to go to the First Republic Registrars Foundation, this is a foundation, First Republic. Let me see. This is a registrar's foundation that is over in that's overseas. It's actually international. It's an international foundation that actually does sovereignty paperwork and things like that. Let me go ahead and, because this right here is something that that I really want to pull up, because like I said, you can see all of this. You have all of this information as public knowledge, and that you would see directly. There's no reason to hide it, right? Registrar's Foundation. As I'll pull this up, let me go ahead and do this. This is all public information. So now when you're in court and somebody claims as though, like, okay, this name was like this. No, it's the truth. If I were to show it to you in this setting, then you would know, like, okay, hold up. Yeah, hold on. This is accurate information. It's just based on it being filed in the county. FRRF. Man, I hate when things don't just pop up when you need it to. So I want to show this as proof that, you know, a lot of this stuff that they talk about. Now, a lot of y'all probably wouldn't know what a First Republic Registrars Foundation is or what it does. As you can see, I'm here at the website now. What they do is they do sovereignty paperwork. They do identification cards. They do a lot of this stuff, y'all. And so this is based on international. Okay, this is internationally, meaning they cover all states that are part of the union. Okay, so they are over in the UK. They're in the United Nations. Okay, they are backed by the international courts. So this thing governs internationally. You understand? So right now, if I wanted to take the United States to court, right, to a sovereign court, I can be able to do so in the international courts of justice. That's where they hold a lot of sovereignty hearings, right? But one thing that I really want you guys to know is, who are the members? A lot of times you can just go here and you can research it, right? You can look this stuff up. This is all public. Now, this right here, you would have to do more like a deeper dive, right? If you really wanted to know who a person really is. This is a deeper dive into it. Now I'm deep diving into myself. Okay, I'm deep diving into myself, but I'm going to look my name up, and this is where I should find it. If anybody is a registered, look, I'm already popping up right there. Okay, and so I'm here, Brad Benny Israel Bay. Now I'm going to click on this particular thing, if I can be able to show it. I wanted to show you, of course, in this, you see that I'm registered here and that I have a certificate. My certificate number is SOV 377462. That's what I'm here in the First Republic Registrars Foundation as a, as a registered sovereign. You understand what I'm saying? So I've declared my sovereignty through the International Courts of Justice in the First Republic Registrars Foundation. That makes sense. Now, this is something that's totally private, right? That I'm actually making public right now. This is something that is completely private, something that you're all able to do. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times, if you're living in a new county, you have to publicly file it in the county's office, right? The county clerks, so they'll have notice. And if you have not done so, if you face a court order to be able to present yourself, present your case, you'd have to come with this particular documentation, right? To come with this sovereignty paperwork. You know what I'm saying? Sovereignty trust and aligned titles, right? This is registered listings. This is registered listings, certified sovereigns. Okay. And so, like I said, I'll look my name up, I'll pop up right there as a certified sovereign through the International Courts of Justice in the First Republic Registrars Foundation. I don't talk about it a lot. I don't disclose the information often, but when people are interested in it, this is part of the things that I actually introduced them to, is the First Republic Registrars Foundation, right? And they govern over a lot. They produce a lot. Now, if I were to show you my sovereignty certificate, it would state right there that not only was my name what it was, Ryan McClain, but also that from here and moving forward, my name would be Barack Benny Israel Bay. You understand what I'm saying? Now, that's something that I also can be able to prove. These are receipts that, honestly, I don't mind showing. I don't mind showing the receipts to it. I don't mind showing exactly who I am. I don't mind telling you, hey, yeah, so of course I've run into some things and had to actually fix that, right? Or have to prove my innocence, because you're guilty until you prove innocence, right? Here in this country, you're guilty until you prove your innocence. So I don't have nothing to hide. I can go into even more deep details and actually show you proof documentation as to why I can do what I do, right? And I can do the same thing in courtrooms. But you see that this is a small portion as to why I'm registered here, and my name will appear here as such. Now, when these people actually arrested me and took me in, they had no clue. They still were dumbfounded as to who I am. My thing is that you don't really disclose or give them too much information, because if you haven't done anything wrong, then they need to express, hey, this is the reason why I've stopped you. And the reason he gave me was because he thought I was speeding. Well, he didn't have anything to clock my speed, but also I wasn't speeding. I wasn't driving erratic. He decided he really wanted to pull me over. And the reason why he decided he wanted to do so is because he wanted to check my credentials. You understand what I'm saying? The plate on the back wasn't fastened to it. So that's the reason why he should have said, hey, this is the reason why I'm pulling you over. Okay, great. Well, I have all of that here within the vehicle. Expressed that to him. He still wanted to go about doing things the way he wanted to do it. You understand what I'm saying? Which having a license plate on the back of your vehicle is not a crime. There's no crime that comes from that. It's a commercial code violation. He should let you off with a warning. If not a warning, you should get a ticket. It is what it is, right? He decided to take me to jail and then to put a case on me because I asked him for a supervisor. So let's continue with this thing, right? Shout out Pastor Rufus. Welcome in. Good to see you in this thing. Now, I really want to share that. And the main reason why I wanted to share that is because I don't mind talking about what the facts are. I don't mind talking about what the truth is. I don't mind showing my actual certification, my sovereignty certification, so you all can be able to take a look and actually see how that thing it looks, and it's legit. Of course, the physical copy has been stolen by law enforcement because it was in my briefcase, but they stole it out of there. And I believe that they're just trying to hide or cover up the fact that they were wrong. You understand what I'm saying? Because I had documentation and paperwork to prove who I was. And I had my birth certificate authenticated right in my briefcase. And that came up missing during that stop as well. So when he talks about that, that's the only thing that I can be able to think of. Police officers ain't always in the right when they stop you. When they do certain things and pursue certain measures, they are not in the right. Not all the time. 95% of the time, they have done something that the prosecution office has to clean up. They gotta come back and clean that shit up because they done wrong. I've been through it multiple times. You understand what I'm saying? But let's continue with this thing, because sometimes we have a problem with understanding. So, I'm talking about referring to Dowell in this situation. Before you do anything, you first gain an understanding as to what you're doing. You want to gain an understanding. Why do I need to hold this position? Let me go talk to this individual about it. See what truly happened. You get what I'm saying? Especially if it's not very clear, because we all know what's up. Let's continue with this video, y'all.
On and on and on. You can find out that these people are really, truly not who they say they are, and you cannot verify it. In this ministry right here, we have people who are veterans. We have people that are ex-professionals. All right. So you have people that one time they used to be active duty, and you have one time that people that used to be active on the professional football field. And you can go back and you can look up their lives. You can peer into their lives, and you can literally see that if they tell you something, they said it, they've done it, they've been there and they've done it. You can verify it. You can verify it. Also, you can also begin to trust what these people are saying, because you can tell that they're not selling wolf tickets. They've had the experience. They've been there. I remember one time I was telling some people about my experience when I was in the 82nd Airborne Division, and immediately somebody comes on here and they says, Pastor Dowell, don't let him fool y'all. He ain't never been in no 82nd Airborne Division. He don't know nothing about it. He ain't never jumped out of no airplanes, blase, and all this other stuff. I go, and now mind you, this is why.
Now let me tell you this, right? I had an individual contact me about Dowell's credentials in the Army, right? And based on his uniform, this, that, and the third. Well, before I gave it any life, I wanted to investigate what this individual was talking about. And they were presenting the information as though they wanted me to cover it here on the War Sheet podcast in regards to him saying that he was something that he truly wasn't. I wasn't going to just run with it. I wasn't going to just take the information that was given and say, you know what, I'm going to talk about it. No, I want to investigate what's going on first. I want to see exactly, is the person saying what they're saying, is it true or is it false? What's going on truly with this situation? Me doing my investigations on that, I'm not going to cover until I'm done, until I've been presented with all the facts, all of the information. You understand what I'm saying? And it just lines up plumb, right? So when brother Odell or brother Charlie, when he came and he brought the information and background on the 501c3 situation, I just read through it and saw in the disclosure of facts that they claim to have a 501c3. I'm like, okay, well, that's all I need to know, because they wrote it out that there's a 501c3 present. I even have information on some of their leadership within Straightway that I have not spoken about publicly. And the reason why I haven't spoken about it publicly is because some of it is a little bit older. You know, they may have gotten into a bit of trouble in the past. It's some things that they had on their record that they're in leadership of Straightway, and they currently have these things in the present. But I wasn't going to bring or disclose that information yet, because I think that the Most High told me that it wasn't time to. You understand? But now that I'm hearing what he's talking about and the rhetoric that he's saying, I see why Yah didn't want me to talk about some people he have in leadership and their public record as to what they've been doing. Now, we all know that Muir beat the hell out of his son. Okay. We all know that Muir beat the shit out of that boy. And I can't say that I've ever done that to a child or to anyone that I had to go to court and, you know, that I got locked up for. I can't say that I've ever been in jail for that type of thing, that I've been locked up for put my hands on a child. Because I haven't. Now, we do have other individuals who have done that. We have other individuals who are in leadership for Straightway that have done other things that are unbecoming. You understand what I'm saying? So my thing is this, right? If you're going to speak about a topic and you're going to say things that allude to exposure, then you got to also look within your own camp. Like, who else around you may be dealing with certain things? You know what I mean? Because if that information comes out to show you to be an even bigger hypocrite, right? Then that looks even bad for you. And here you are still doing the same shit, still going with certain information without getting everybody's opinion, without actually getting the facts. You're bringing more BS out without getting all the facts first and reporting on all the facts. You understand what I'm saying? A wise man will inquire about all the information before he starts to go run his mouth and talk about it. But for some reason, it escapes, certain individuals. It escapes him. It escapes Dowell. You understand what I'm saying? He don't truly understand that I need to actually get all my facts first and understanding as to why this, that, and the third. Let me go and talk to this individual. Let me go, especially if you don't got the whole story. You understand what I'm saying? And you're dealing with a wicked ass system that will place or levy charges that are false on another individual. And then you'll go and talk about it as though it's facts. That's the reason why I say you are guilty until you prove your innocence here in this country. This is another example of narcissistic behavior. The need to be right. You go through great lengths to prove that you are right about something that you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. Let's continue. We're gonna wrap it up here soon, because I'm gonna spend a bit of time on this, but not all day.
I believe on that video, the first thing I did was I went and showed everybody my certificate or quote unquote diploma from jump school down at Fort Benning. And of course, then you can go out on eBay or anywhere or Amazon or any of these places. You can buy jump wings. Anybody can buy jump wings, man, and you can say that. But then I started talking about certain things that is associated with being a paratrooper. What is your 4 point of contact? What is a D-ring attacher strap? And then I started talking about just different stuff. You understand what I mean? What is JMPI? I started talking about what happens during a night jump. And mind you,
when there's a strong connection between a therapist and a client,
you can actually Even I got a DD 214. You can actually go peer back into that, and you can see even stuff that I did when I was in high school. All right, you can tell that I ran track. It's in a newspaper. You can see it. It's there. So if I tell you something, I've done it. I pretty much have done it.
Speed this up,
and
real
then
quick.
I can go on and on and on and on and on. And of course, you know, especially being in the ministry, I've been in the ministry for 33 years now, and everything that I say, not only do I have people that I can pick up the phone and use and get verification, but I can show you the place, show you pictures, show you times, and show you things that I've done.
This is not the problem. The problem isn't any of these things. You understand what I'm saying? The power all but lost, right? And I don't know if you clearly hearing anybody who's been speaking on some of your issues here, Dow. I don't know if you like actually hearing them out.
Hey boy, am I talking too fast for you or something?
Like, you gotta know that none of these things that you're bringing up currently have anything to do with the things that with the charges that have been levied against you of adultery, of all these different things that have been said that you've been done, of being a warmonger. You understand what I'm saying? Constantly beefing with person after person after person. I can't say that I've been on here online finding people that I can be able to beef with. The only person that I really rebuke on here is you. Is Pastor Dowell and in the Straightway Truth Ministries. A lot of individuals in Straightway and Pastor Dowell have done some things that are that is hypocrisy, that has been hypocritical, that have been very undermining. You understand what I'm saying? And we were to take into account all of these great men who have dealt with law enforcement, with authority figures, and have been put in jail for it. There's no comparisons, right? Because you're amongst a great set of people who have seen the inside of a jail cell. You understand what I'm saying? So let's report on something that's actually worth doing. You know what I mean? If you find somebody who's talking about you being an adultery, but really they're an adulterer themselves, then why not talk about that? Oh, I got information on that. Okay, great. Me personally, there's nothing that I'm not willing to talk about. Some things that I don't speak about, because if you ask me, I'm going to tell you the truth about it. But there is no reason for me to get out here and pour out my whole life detail by detail. I just know, me personally, I'm on a different path. I'm on a different journey that Yah has me on, and learning different things that has gained me a wealth of knowledge, right? That I can be able to now give to the next generation, that I can now give to other individuals to help them survive a situation, to help them power through a situation, to help them understand and have truth and knowledge and be able to stand on integrity, to be able to stand on morals, to be able to stand on values within their own life. It's going to come a time where we're all going to need that information. We're going to need that level of courage. You understand me? Like, but when you haven't experienced anything in life and you have not taken on the system the way that I have, right? You can't call yourself to be called. You can't call yourself to be doing anything. You can't call yourself to be somebody's judge if you have not been through it. You understand what I'm saying? You can't call yourself to do anything but to say, you know what? Individuals have different paths. Not only that, you go on to say, oh, well, what type of man are you? You haven't seen the inside of a jail cell. You know, after Kabir is getting arrested for, I guess, not being compliant, then you go on to say, Dow, here he is saying, well, in court, I don't even stand up. I just sit there. But then you have, now you're saying all of this in regards to somebody getting in some sort of entanglement with the system. Which one are you going to be? Are you going to be pro the system? Are you going to be pro, fighting against? Are you going to be pro fighting against the system, the intergovernmental system, and wanting to affect change? Which one are you going to do? Are you affecting change within an intergovernmental system? Or are you going to be pro the system, like you need to be doing everything they say? They don't mean everything good for you. You understand? Let's continue with this video, y'all. Let's continue.
You can trust what I'm saying because I can do it. Same thing with people like Elder Kabir and Rob Mathis and them, and Daniel Muir and TJ Clemens and them. Hey, they can, if they tell you they've been to this school, this college, you can look it up. A lot of people say they've been to school. You can't find nothing about them. So what do you do about people who exaggerate experiences and exaggerate lifestyles? What are they trying to accomplish, and what picture are they trying to paint? I'll tell you what I think they're trying to do. I've never been on that side of the street, but I can tell you what they're trying to do. There has to be some envy and some jealousy working down in there. And they're trying to sell.
All right. So I can only think about this being Pastor Rufus he's talking about. I can't think about in regards to schooling. I can't think about it being anybody else. You understand what I'm saying? For the simple fact that, yeah, why would he? You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, could it be Brother Nick? I don't know. You understand what I'm saying? But this shotgun method that he uses, in every scenario, it says a lot. You understand what I'm saying? Why not just shoot it straight? If you say that somebody's lying about their credentials, why not just tell us who the hell may be lying about it? You understand what I'm saying? So the individual can address it if they feel they need to. Like, honestly, I don't see why not. But the way that you're approaching this whole situation just leaves a lot of open-ended questions. Why are you speaking on this topic? Why are you actually giving us this, this, that, and the third? Like somebody is supposed to be timid in regards to whatever happened within their past or whatever they're currently dealing with or whatever they're currently suffering through or whatever it may be. Why are you taking a position as to where now all of a sudden somebody needs to be nervous? Which I'll talk about whatever topic. Bring it out. We're going to have a discussion on it. But selling wolf tickets. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, I got this from my Isha. I got this term for my Isha. Yeah. Because that turn the head, right, is going to tell you some shit so you can go and run your happy ass over to YouTube and talk about it.
Brother, hey, can you get my demo tape to somebody?
Sometimes you got to just slap the shit out of people, slap some sense into them. Because my thing is this, right? How do you not know that you need to do thorough investigations on situations before you start to speak on it? Or if you're going to speak on a topic and situation, grab your nuts, grab your balls, man, grab your nuts, name names, say what you got to say, bring up the topics. You understand what I'm saying? And address the individuals directly. Stop with all this shotgun shit. You understand what I'm saying? There's situations that you need to do a shotgun method, and you don't need to do them every time. You understand what I mean? If everybody needs to learn from it, then shotgun that shit. But this right here, this conversation didn't need a shotgun method. It didn't need a cryptic speech. Oh, this, that, and the third. You'll see that this, you'll see that. Nigga, say what you gotta say. Stop holding that shit so deep in you. God damn, say what you gotta say, bro. Grab your nuts, say what you gotta say so it can be addressed. It's just that simple. It's very simple. When I get on here and I talk about situations, I say what the hell I got to say. And I direct it. And I'll tag your ass in it all at the same time. Like, yeah, nigga, this is what I said. And I'll stand on that shit every single time. I'll stand on that shit until you can come up with some receipts.
And I'm gonna stand on that. Okay. And they can get in my DM. You can get in my DM all you want every day.
I'm gonna stand on that shit. You can jump in my DM all you want every day. You can call keyboard warrior or not. I don't give a damn. But the biggest keyboard warrior that I've been seeing here thus far is Dowell. He been talking shit since 98. You understand what I'm saying? Bro, been talking shit. Bro, as soon as you hit YouTube, you seem to be the most humble slice of pie to hit YouTube. And then next thing you know, you saw that it garnered you more attention. You got more attention when you started shit with other people. When you start talking shit and starting shit with other pastors or other whatever, you saw that it got you more attention, that it gained you more of a platform. That's what you did. I know what you did. That's what you did. That was the game plan. That was the strategy. So when shit starts to seem like the tide is getting low, Dowell, when the shit starts to seem like it's getting low, then guess what? You got to spark another beef. Find somebody, anybody who got a following, who's got some backing by other individuals who follow their track record, who follow their work, right? And then you go start shit with them. Go start talking shit about them. Don't even go to the individual personally, right? Who seem to brought offense against you. You're not exposing them for shit, and you're not asking them to repent. You just saying, "Oh, I'll debate you." All this beefing. You understand what I'm saying? For nothing. We've improved it time after time after time. I haven't seen nobody do it quite the way that you do, where you're finding people literally to beef with so you can get your numbers up. So let's go ahead. Let's stop being a pot that calls the kettle black. You understand what I'm saying? When people come to you and they start rebuking you, start asking you for repentance, start asking you to come clean about this shit, then all of a sudden now the narrative changed. You flip the script. Now all of a sudden now, they just trying to get name off of, they just trying to, they're just trying to come up off my name. I know that I'm Pastor Dowell, bro. Your name is not that big, bro. Your name is not that big. You feel what I'm saying? You're not that large. You feel me? Not as a TDJ, such all those things. The rest of these motherfuckers out here who's doing a lot of wicked shit. You still on a smaller scale, fam. So I wouldn't give myself more credit than what I deserve. You feel me? But if you also operate in wickedness, and man, this is my brother. I respected Pastor Dowell to where, you know, I looked up to him as a man, right? Saw that this was this is a man right here. He'll stand on his shit. You understand what I'm saying? Later to find out that, bro, you'll be a coward in every situation that you come across. Things change when you learn more. You understand what I'm saying? But me personally, I'm just the type of dude who don't give a damn. I don't care if you are the intergovernmental system. I'm going to stand on my shit. I'm going to stand on my square. I'm going to grab my nuts and I'm going to let you know what the hell it is. I'm going to tell you exactly what it is because I've already done it. Until you've been tested and proven in that area, you can't come and talk no shit. You can't say a goddamn thing. You can't tell me about what you would do come the end times and you wouldn't accept the mark of the beast or you would fight against the system if you've never done it. If you've never done it, if you never had an opportunity where you had to stand strong, where you had to be put in a solitary confinement and for refusing to do certain things, being locked down and shit like that. If you can't tell me that you've done that, then how can you really be confident in it if you haven't been tested in it yet? If the Most High have not tested you in that way of going against the system, you going to showing up to court to sit your ass down in a chair ain't got nothing to do with you rebelling against the system or showing that you can be able to fight against the systematic oppression. You can't tell me that that's what that is, because the moment they give you that backlash and the shit really start coming down, and I'm pretty sure they didn't say nothing to you. You're an older man. They don't know your health issues. They're not going to be sitting there pressing the matter. But let your ass be in handcuffs, and you have to go through that. And you have to rise, and then you remain seated while you're in handcuffs. See if that bailiff don't come walking over to your ass and telling you get the hell up. Now you're going to have some pushback. Now you're going to have some resistance. I promise you, I've been in courtrooms where I was not arrested, right? And I'm just here and I'll just set my ass down and let everybody else stand up. They don't give you no goddamn pushback. They don't even notice that you're there half the time. You understand what I'm saying? They don't care. But it lets you be somebody who's standing on trial, right? Who got handcuffs and they feel like they got ownership over your vessel. Guess what? It's going to be problems. See how well you fare in them. Prove it. That's what I'm saying. Prove what you're saying. Don't be sitting here just shotgunning everything. Just that and the third, like a nigga supposed to be caring. Like it's like somebody's supposed to be scared. Something's really wrong with your mindset and thinking that, if I just put this out here, whoop tickets.
Something is wrong here. Dead giveaway. Dead giveaway.
Charles, thank you very much.
Dead giveaway.
Thank you very much.
That tells me a lot about who you are as a man. If you can't name names, if you can't put it all out there, you want to name all this shit. Oh, this person got this going on. If you really truly look behind them and you do the background check, I don't give a goddamn what you do. You can look it up. You can search it. All my shit out there in public. I promise you this, though. I promise you the next person that goes along and has to go through what I have to go through, they'll be much better equipped to go through it. Because I had to use myself as a guinea pig first. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't use somebody else. I didn't go building whatever I needed to build, all my whatever knowledge that I had off of somebody else's experience. I wouldn't have experienced it myself. I went through it myself, and I stood strong in that. The Most High put me through it, and He put me through the test, and I was able to come out the other end with His glory, with an accomplishment that I can give Him glory in. He freed me from that. He brought me through this. You understand what I'm saying? That's what it is. And if I got anything to say about you, if I disagree with who you are as a man, I'm going to tell you. Whether it be to your face, which, garnered why I had so many issues with not only with some of the brothers that's in Michigan, because honestly, I was keeping it a buck with them too. I had a brother who constantly kept a grudge against me because I rebuked the shit out of him. And then when he didn't bring it to me, but he was talking about it with all these other brothers gossiping and shit, I came to him again. Brother, what's up? He never addressed it. He never addressed the problems, but he held on to the offense. Gave him plenty of opportunities to address it. He was just scared. I don't know. He was afraid. He's terrified. But these are some of the signs that you see. Same thing in Houston. Listen, I'll come to you directly in Houston, pull you aside. Yo, bro, I seen this, that, and the third. That's what I'll do. It is what it is. If I see something wrong, I'm going to talk to you about it. But I'm just the type of man that if you talk to me about it, I'm not going to be butthurt about it. I'm not going to be, my tight in the ass about it. I don't really care about none of that, right? I'm going to listen what you got to say. And then if it has some validity, if it has some truth to it, I'm gonna hold fast to it. But if it don't have any truth to it, I'm not gonna hold that shit. We're gonna have a conversation. It's just facts. You understand what I'm saying? If I disagree, I disagree. But eventually we're gonna part ways, and I'm just gonna disagree. We're gonna have disagreement. But don't mean that we're not brothers at the end of the day. It don't mean that we're not family, whatever it may be at the end of the day. It still is what it is. We just have a difference in opinions about the situation. I'm not going to treat you no different. In fact, if you repent, I'll forget all about the whole situation. I don't even keep that and hold that against you. When you repent, that shit is dead to me after that. It's dead to me completely. You understand what I'm saying? I don't even remember it. But if you're failing to repent, you're failing to bring it up, you're failing to actually address the situation, the circumstance, and you're failing to take accountability, then we have a problem. And it's just what it is. We got a problem because now it's like you're spitting in Yah's face. Now it's like we have unresolved issues. Now we have to thin this out. When it says that, in the book, it says that do not let the sun go down on your wrath. But you come out here now and you start to speak about situations almost as though somebody is supposed to get timid behind what you're saying. Like somebody is supposed to be nervous now. Oh man, this, that, and the third. You do a background check. I don't give a damn. Listen, you come ask me about it. I'm not gonna hide it from you. It's just that simple. Just as though I literally just showed you a part of my life that I don't talk about often. You understand what I'm saying? I don't talk about it often, but this is a part of my life. There's nothing wrong. I can reveal it to you. I can put it all out there. I can go step by step as to what this is. And then guess what? You won't have to pay $100 for it. If I was wrong in a video, right, or in the audio, and I played you back the audio and you said, you know what, bro, I think that you probably should have handled it like this. I got no problem with saying, you know what? All right, I understand that. Let me go and repent. This is not the same with Dowell. And it's obvious because you got to pay $100 in order to hear an audio rather than him presenting it to you so you can form your own decisions and opinions, right? As to if Pastor Roof is maybe selling wolf tickets or not. You understand what I'm saying? I'm behind, y'all. My thing is this, right? A lot of this is very interesting to me and it's disappointing. So the passion that you see, the way that I address certain things is my level of disappointment in the situation. Because once you've seen this, you've seen somebody as being a man. Okay, that's a man right there. You turn out that this man definitely ain't who he presented himself to be. He presented himself to be a genuine man's man. And then come turn around, this guy truly ain't that at all. You understand what I'm saying? That is disheartening. And you start to realize that a lot of individuals around him are just yes men. You understand what I'm saying? That's going to agree to everything. That's why when you see the situation, right, where he starts talking about giving everybody in America $1 million, and if he was a billionaire, he'd give them $1 million, and he was totally off about the math on that. And not only off about the math, but actually the outcome of solving homelessness or whatever he's saying he's going to solve. The outcome and the math were completely off. If you gave everybody in America $1 million because you're a bit whatever you're talking about, if you gave everybody in America $1 million, you would actually accelerate the problem. You'll be hyperinflation. The dollar bill would tank, right? And go into, listen, a fraction of what it's worth. You would literally destroy the economy and the country all at the same time. Giving them all $1 million. Not only that, you will increase the level of the rate of death by drugs, by narcotics. You will increase the rate. More people will start to overdose more. Why? Because they're spending all that money on drugs. So you increase the issue. You increase the problem. You'll have more dope addicts that are wandering in the streets. You just effectively make it worse. You can't give everybody in America $1 million. Now everybody needs $1 million in America because they would literally destroy themselves and destroy the country. You understand what I'm saying? You can see that with people who win the lottery, who go broke, right? At least after a few months to a year of winning the lottery, millions of dollars. A lot of them may have gotten a drug habit and actually overdose on drugs. You can see that that'll be the outcome. But also, of course, his math was totally off. But everybody in the room started to clap and agree with it, right? Yes, men agreeing with everything that's being said from this man. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I hold fast to the belief that everybody that's in leadership, all of those yes men around him,
is turned into bitch ass niggas.
because I think there was only one individual who actually said something, and I believe it was Ariel. I believe it's Eric Gonzalez's son, who actually said, "Hey, that's a little off." And then in the comment section, they had to fix that math. You know what I mean? But this is some of the things that you notice and you realize that really, really disappoint you when it comes to individuals that you may see as, I've never idolized anybody. I've never said, hey, this is my idol. This is who I look up to or anything like that, because I know that men are men. And I've always had this level of distinction between divine and flesh. You understand what I'm saying? So, but I did look at models. You understand what I'm saying? Since I was a child, I've always thought like what it meant to be an actual a good man. You know what I mean? Like in society. And I remember I joined the Men of Honor. It was a club. I was in elementary school and I joined the Men of Honor, understanding how to conduct yourself as a man, understand how to dress, how to behave, how to conduct yourself, how to, I believe they had I believe it was an Elegant Sisters or something like that, an Elegant Girl, whatever. They had another counterpart, group that was only with girls, and they actually had us do proper etiquette, like dining out. This is something that I carried with me for quite some time, like till now, right? I've carried that experience with me as to where once you show up to a dinner with a young lady, how to pull that chair out, what position the forks and the spoons should be in, where you have first the 3-course meals, things that you typically wouldn't learn if you like a black boy from the hood. You understand what I'm saying? If you're a black boy that's from the hood or something like that, and you typically wouldn't learn it because maybe your parents are always working, that's the type of stuff that they showed you there. You understand what I'm saying? Stuff that mattered, right? Or maybe your parents wasn't necessarily familiar with that. This is the type of stuff that they taught you. And when I remember that, right, as from being that young to seeking that type of way of life, I'm just like, wow, since I was a child, I've been seeking how to be a man. You understand what I'm saying? Like I've been seeking how to properly conduct myself, how to be a gentleman, and things like that. And that's one of the biggest things, right? So, but there was nobody who's idolized. It was just the seeing the examples and wanting to imitate the example, right? But when you're a man who's presented himself to be somebody that you're truly not, then that's where it becomes to be disappointing. That's where it becomes to be disappointing, is because you have young men who are looking up to the older men to follow after certain footsteps. But when you start to see that older man may be an older fool, then you want to pull back from it. And you might even want to reach out to him and touch him on the shoulder and say, hey, man, you're supposed to be doing it like this, right? Like, why can't we do it like that? Like, I want to help you along. Like, yo, I'm seeing this and that. People are saying this, that, and the third. Can we do better? Can we do better? And that's what I'm asking now. Can we do better? Can we do better? Can we do better? That's all I want to know. At the end of the day, Dowell, can you do better? You understand what I'm saying? That's all I care about. Or do you don't know good?
Don't you know no good? Don't you know no good?
Now, all of my jokes, okay, all of the things that I've said is just simply because we tried the other direction. We've tried, entreating. We've tried those things. But to make fun of it, to rebuke, to openly reprove, to joke about it, keeps you from bitterness, and also maybe quite possibly will penetrate the barrier through your mind, that thick ass skull you got, that you can realize that somebody is saying something that has some validity to it that may make you want to change. Now we have a whole situation, right? And I know I said I wasn't going to spend a whole lot of time on this, and I'm not. I'm going to be done here soon. But my thing is this: like, we have a certain situation in regards to Michigan and his claims that Michigan never left Straightway, and that Michigan is still a part of Straightway, and they have a lasting relationship. I'm gonna speak on that once more. My thing is this, right? When you've been told, yes, all of Michigan left Straightway, like I've been told that. When rhetoric is that they don't want anything to do with Straightway at the moment, and I'm not mad about them being there. My concerns are is that somebody's saying one thing, but truly it's a whole different story behind the scenes. Somebody's not being told something. It's either Dowell has it wrong, or Juan is not disclosing all of the information to Dowell, or he doesn't have the heart to tell him. But that right there is something that I do not see as being honorable. That is not an honorable thing to do. And addressing that openly and saying, hey, this is completely off. This is the wrong information. No, Michigan did leave at some point, but we decided we wanted to change our mind and come back. But at this point, yeah, we did decide we wanted to leave. We were gone. Or saying like, no, we're still not a part of Straightway. Those things to clarify information, to clean this up, would be the most honorable thing that can be done, because you went around telling individuals that Michigan is gone. Michigan has left. Accountability is meant across the board, right? So if I gave information that may have been false information to somebody, right, and they start saying that false information, right, publicly, and then now you got Dowell coming out saying, oh, that was all wrong, despite what we may have heard, then I implore you, then the onus is on you to take accountability and address the situation, because somebody got some false information here. And the reason why I'm speaking on this is because Brother Juan was a brother who I spent much time with. I spent much time with the brother. And my thing is this, right? I will want to know that, of course, everything that's been said was not false. I will want to know that what you're speaking on and what you've been speaking on was factual and true. I don't want us out here who spoke on Michigan leaving to be made to be some sort of liar. Like we've lied. Like we haven't been forthcoming. And this is the narrative that's being spent behind what was being told to the public. You understand what I'm saying? That just makes everybody look bad who's spoken on the topic and situation, who's reported on Michigan leaving. So the most honorable thing to do is not only fully disclose what the status was to Dowell, but also to the public, to the people that you actually talked to, that you said that you left. Like, you got to come clean about that. Like, if you are not telling the truth or being forthcoming, say that. You understand what I'm saying? But if you were also not communicating with Dowell in regards to what your status was in Michigan, also say that. Don't be sitting here trying to play both sides of the fence or trying to appease consciences on both sides of the fence. That's just not what we do as men. You understand what I'm saying? You either choose one or the other. You understand what I'm saying? There's no lukewarm. There's either hot or cold. And then if somebody is saying something, despite what we may have heard, Michigan is still here. Listen, clarify that. Clarify it. You feel me? Because somebody got the wrong information. And I'm only talking about this particular situation because people got to understand that is unethical. You can't play both sides of the fence, or you can't give false information, or you can't do certain things. Somebody is lying on it, and then you don't speak up about it. You don't say, hey, man, quickly go to the individuals and start talking about it. Like, I don't know why he's saying that. Can we address this? You understand what I'm saying? Or go to Dowell yourself and talk to him personally and say, hey, I think you've gotten this wrong. We did leave for a time, but we are deciding to return. That's what it is. But we did leave though. So that wasn't incorrect. Clear that up with him so he don't have to worry about coming out here spinning this false narrative that Michigan never left. You understand what I'm saying? When we know for a fact that Michigan left. So that's all I really got to say about that situation as well. You understand me? Honesty, being transparent. Those are all things that are very important. Let's see what y'all talking about. Y'all know I'm behind, so I'm gonna roll through a few comments. He mad because Maybe because they can't find info on me, especially where I went to school. Yeah, I kind of figured that that's what the situation was, is that he's trying to do some deep dives or whatever he feel like he's doing. He is deflecting. Absolutely. He's trying to find ways out. You understand what I'm saying? To school, college, rolling on the floor. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. That came from Nelly. She street or one of the young ones. Mother Carol don't talk like that. I'd bet on it. Yeah, it could be Nelly or Summer. It's either one of the, or Summer, or you know what I mean. I would think Summer. He likes Summer. He seems to be around her a lot. He has no balls. Yeah, I would venture off to say that, yeah, nutless. You know what I'm saying? My college was a small Christian school with 241 students at that time in 1991. The name of the school has changed 3 times since. You think I'm going to tell them that, though? Let them keep looking. Yeah, let them keep looking. My thing is that when you don't get the full story and you come out here and start running your mouth, it really is honestly an assumption. You're assuming, presuming something that's not true, but an assumption makes an ass out of you and me. You understand what I'm saying? You can't assume anything, right? You can't act presumptuously or through assumptions, right? Assuming and presuming that's something in the way that it is. It just on outwardly appearance, right? On its face, it might look that way, but really behind the scenes is something totally different. That you need to come and talk about it like a man, meaning you need to grab your goddamn nuts, say names, name names, and put it all out there. It's just that simple. It's just very simple to do. You understand what I'm saying? It's very simple to do.
Stick that in your pipe and smoke it.
Listen, it's very simple to do. It's to be very direct. Same thing with anybody. If you find information on an individual, why not bring it to them? Why not say, hey, man, I've seen this, man. What's going on? I've never came out here and said that, you know, my record is completely clear. Like, listen, I ain't never been to jail before. If I said that publicly and you found information behind the scenes, I can see you bringing that information forth. Never said that. In fact, I've been very transparent about my experience in being falsely accused of what they would consider to be a crime, right? Being falsely accused, and my transparency on how the system works. Literally, if they can give it to you, they can take it away from you. It doesn't mean it is yours. If they can give you a title and a deed, right, or if they can give you a driver's license, then they can take that away from you. Is it yours? If they can give you a CCW, a carry concealed weapons license, right, which you don't need a license to carry a firearm. You know what I mean? That's your Second Amendment right, and it didn't explicitly explain how you should carry this firearm. They just said you have a right to bear arms. You understand what I'm saying? But if they can give you a license to carry a concealed weapon, they consider it to be a weapon, not a firearm. You see now how we playing word games, how we get into semantics in court. If they can consider it to be a weapon, meaning it could be anything, it could be a bat, it could be a knife, it could be anything. You know, they consider that to be a weapon. It only becomes a weapon if you've used it in a crime. So we got to understand that too, right? You got to understand the difference between a firearm and a weapon. Now, if that firearm was used to commit robbery, then it's becoming a weapon because you've used it to do what? To do crime. So you got to understand the wordplay in courtrooms. The wordplay, what they try to rope you into. If you go to a state court and they start to consider you to be a parent in open court, then guess what? Then they can obviously infringe on your rights because they considered you to be a parent, which is a corporation. It's a company. But if you truly stand on what the truth is, then they'll know they have to back up and they can't have anything to do with the situation. I know this firsthand because I've done it. You understand what I'm saying? So much so that, you know, the court had to be held behind my back without me knowing, without my knowledge, in order for anything to move forward. They had to do it behind my back. They had to secretly go and do it. You understand what I'm saying? Because if I was there, it would never move forward. It's just that simple. So we got to understand wordplay. Wordplay. It's just that simple, right? Y'all see Dowell is another boom, boom, boom. Yeah, absolutely. Nick's video covered this subject well. Double-minded, unstable men would not die for their beliefs, like the 7 sons in Maccabees. That's absolutely right. And my thing is that Gentlemen's Club, you mean? I believe it, oh, okay. Yeah, I think it was it was called Men of Honor, but it was a gentleman's club. You can say that, but they called their association or their group, they call it the Men of Honor. The Men of Honor. And so but they showed you how to be a gentleman, things to do as a gentleman, things like that. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Welcome in, Rebel of Almighty. Welcome in. Good to see you in this thing. Yeah, bless you. Good to see you. Appreciate you and your support. I was just going to throw you in the moderator section. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Let me know if you're interested in being a mod. I was going to make you a mod. All right. Let's see what else we got before we move on. So we got from Facebook. Welcome in. Good to see you over here. He's deflecting from talk about Nelly posting on that video, of course. So he's trying to find ways to exalt himself from being a hypocrite, right? Because he said that if you were to do it in his household, right? If a woman were to do it in his household, that he would publicly exploit her that mistake she made, and he would show her embarrassment, but then backdoor and said, since it was Nelly, you understand what I'm saying? Since it was Nelly, he backdoor and said, oh, well, she had to go through this, that, and the third. And I'm not going to say it publicly. You will never know what was being said, but da. You get what I'm saying? Now, that was something totally different. Now it was totally different. Now you're not going to expose her publicly. Okay. All right. Cool. I made a short video on that. How it just switched up so quick. So he don't have to call her out public. Yep. He don't have to call her out publicly like he do everyone else. Yeah. Why not? But the measure will be met back onto you. You understand what I'm saying? That's why if anything were to surface or research, listen, I'll take it. I'll take it on the chin. Fuck it. Listen, yeah, absolutely. You know what? My bad. But you would gain more respect from somebody who receives and takes accountability than you were somebody who's completely avoiding it. You understand what I'm saying? People will support you more when you are accepting accountability and showing forth fruits that meet the repentance than they would if you're just completely ignoring it and trying to hold and maintain your image, your public image. You understand what I'm saying? It just makes you seem more disingenuous. Hallelujah. Okay. Hallelujah. Absolutely. But that's my thing. That's my thing with this whole topic, with this whole situation, is that, now he's making claims in regards to trying to have some sort of dirt. Bro, ain't nobody coming to the public and making them believe something that ain't the truth. You understand what I'm saying? I've never said anything or alluded to anything about anything. In fact, I've been very open and honest. And when it comes to me dealing with the court system, the intergovernmental system, and how I have to go about doing it. Now, the intricate details are something totally different. Now, the intricate details of what I've been doing with the intergovernmental system would literally leave you stunned. You understand? It will blow your mind. Like literally, there's so much you could learn from it. I'm talking 6 prosecutors in, and they all didn't want anything to do with my case, just based on the way that I approached it. My literal paper trail that I left behind. You understand what I'm saying? And they had to prove some sort of intent that they could never prove, right? Because of the simple fact that it wasn't there. They could not win the case. That's why I burnt through so many different prosecutors, not only because I understood and knew what I was talking about, but the Most High gave me the gifts of understanding, of knowing, of being able to study these things. He presented the information to me to study, to prepare me for certain scenarios and situations and circumstances. And I believe that genuinely, because I believe that a lot of the work that I've been able to accomplish over the past few years is going to be extremely valuable to people to preserve Israel for a bit longer, especially during the times of tribulations. I believe that that's going to be very, very valuable to people. Like forming a trust and understanding how to do trust, I believe it's very valuable to individuals who don't wish to get screwed over, who want to be on the same playing field, but also want to be honest people, want everybody to have an honest opportunity. Like when you're dealing in trust and you're doing everything through trust, then it gives everybody an opportunity to have their fair shot. It puts everybody on a certain playing field. But not only that, but the government system, the intergovernmental system, they are terrified of numbers. They're strict in numbers, and they're terrified in numbers. You understand what I'm saying? If you got 15 people who are writing a petition to a court, you got to understand that that's a problem. That's going to be a problem for anybody. But if you got one person who's shouting in the wilderness alone, then they don't see that as a problem really. Until that one person makes it an even bigger problem, because he's waking up everybody else around him. That one individual is waking up everybody to see, and the veil has been removed. Hold on, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that, driving with a license is a privilege? It's a benefit and a privilege. You mean to tell me that and it can be removed from you at any time? Well, damn, don't we got a lawful right to travel around, to move? You mean to tell me that, if I were to sign this contract to become a felon, that I've committed civil death, and that now I don't have any rights in the country to be able to do anything now, and all I got to do is refuse the contract? You understand? That's all I got to really do is refuse the contract and prove my case in court. No matter how small the situation is, a lot of police officers will arrest you based on false charges. They can never prove their case. But we got this conveyor belt of idiocy, right? Of people being idiots within courts. Now, idiot is the lack of knowledge, not the lack of intellect. You understand what I'm saying? Who don't know, right? And they just take on these plea deals without fully understanding what they're taking on. You understand what I'm saying? Now you have a what? Like, okay, so now you mean to tell me I was carrying a concealed weapon? Now I got a felony charge on my record because you claim that I was carrying a concealed weapon? Well, what does that charge have to be supported by? An actual body, an actual vessel, somebody you caused harm or loss to, right? In order to consider a weapon to be a weapon, what do you have to do with it? With the object? What do you have to do with that object? You have to actually commit a crime with it. You have to assault somebody. You have to steal somebody's property. You have to do something with it in order for it to be considered a weapon. Now, you can take a bat and beat somebody with it, stuff it in your pants and run off with it. When they pull you over, not only are you going to be charged with possibly voluntary manslaughter or assault, right, on the highest degree or whatever, but also carrying a concealed weapon, because a bat is a weapon. You understand what I'm saying? At that point, it's a weapon. But these people go and sign up for these plea deals, do time in jail or in prison, whatever it may be, saying they carried a concealed so-called weapon. But honestly, their CCW license was revoked because their ex-wife put a restraining order out on them, and then so the court system revoked it, and they never even knew. So they thinking they're carrying legally, right? And then next thing you know, they get in some trouble behind it because the court system stripped that CCW from them. Took that CCW from them, and they never had any knowledge of it, wasn't fully aware. That's the reason why in this court system, women have a certain power that men don't have, right? And it is unfair, and many people talk about it, because you can affect a man's life greatly just by saying something to a court system, by pushing certain matters, by calling the police. You can really destroy a man's life by using the court system. You understand what I'm saying? Now, a lot of that is changing, and people are crying about it because Trump took office, and he's changing a lot of it now. So my thing is that, it just needs to be more fair. I don't care who changed certain things. If it's more fair, if it's more balanced to it, then it should be balanced. It should be more balanced. It should be more equal. You know what I mean? Than it is anything what it is now. And I'm going off on the tangent, but let's continue though. Let's continue, y'all. Yeah. For wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Bless you for being willing to share it. Hallelujah. Bless you. Bless you. Bless you. Yes. I don't believe in just vaguely talking about things, kind of how you seen with Dowell. I don't believe in vaguely talking about things. I believe that if I'm going to talk about a situation or a topic, I'm going to discuss it. We're going to have a conversation about it, because it's important for us to discuss. Man, I'm starting to think that, okay, now I want to move on to this next topic, y'all. The topic of Dowell. Listen, if you guys want to, if anybody wants to come in and talk about that for a quick second, then let's go ahead and have a conversation on it. And I don't mind. I'm gonna drop the link so you can speak publicly in regards to what your thoughts is on the whole Dowell situation and what he's been saying in this. And trying, I think honestly, he's communicating threats, to tell you the truth. He's threatening you. But I don't, grab your balls, man. Say what you gotta say. Name names, yo. I'm gonna rebuke you every time because it's like, yo, like, be a man. You feel me? Name names. Say what you gotta say, bro. Grab your nuts. But I think that that right there would not be beneficial to you, because I think more information about you will come out as well. Just because you haven't been caught for what you've done, don't mean that you ain't doing nothing wicked. Honestly, you're doing a lot of wickedness that I couldn't bring myself to do it. Like, honestly, I couldn't bring myself to take people's livelihood, even if it is $50,000. If it's 50,000, if it's 10,000, listen, $500. I can't bring myself to putting somebody off my land and only giving them 24 hours to 48 hours in order to vacate, especially if they got a family and everything, and they moved from overseas. I can't fathom the thought of doing that to another individual. So I'm sorry. I would refrain from wanting to do that at all costs. I would want to work with the individual to try to see what they can do to make arrangements for themselves, or I can make arrangements for them, meaning I'm paying for their flight back to Germany, or I'm paying for certain things to make sure that they're good to go, and that they don't have to worry about certain stuff. That's my biggest thing. So bless you. Shout out to Rebel Almighty. I believe reactions. Gifted